Join me and Emily on our 4-day journey as we paddle down the meandering River Wye. The River Wye is a gorgeous area of natural beauty. Starting in the Welsh Mountains, it works its way through the country, crossing the border of Wales and then down into the Severn Estuary. On this journey, however, we will be paddling from the small town of Hereford and ending in Simmons Yacht in the Forest of Dean, a place I have visited before and I'm very much looking forward to seeing once again. The first leg of our journey is an 8-mile stretch of river leading from Hereford down to our campsite for the night, which is Luxall campsite. Now, River Wye is a grade 1 river, which means we don't have to worry or have to deal with any rapids or any serious white water, which is quite nice. It means we can relax, take our time and just enjoy the surroundings that the River Wye has to offer. So today we've only done roughly about 10 miles, which isn't a lot in terms of canoeing, but we're actually doing a very casual trip altogether. The longest day is about 15 miles, I think. So we're taking it nice and slow, and we've got plenty of time to stop and have breaks and just enjoy being outdoors. We're not in a rush at all. Like I said, we're doing it in about 4 days. We're doing it in 4 days. And yeah, so today's been really relaxing, and we're currently stopping at Luxall campsite, which is the poshest or most expensive campsite on the trip altogether. But it's very nice, and it's about £10 a head. So it's not crazy amounts, but it's a lot more than what we're going to be paying tomorrow night and the night after. But I'm quite happy here at the minute, just sitting by the river, soaking up the tranquility and watching the sun go down. It won't be long to returning and hit on the water tomorrow. Looking forward to it. This is the first time this year I've gotten out on the canoe. I tend to get it a few times a year, but we've still got another trip planned for later in the year, so plenty of canoeing the later half of this year, which is quite nice.
Yeah, and swung, and he went, no, I'm not swung, just this.
Here we are enjoying some chili beef and tacos as we watch a large group of canoers coming up off the river. So we ummed and ahed for a little while whether we wanted to bring the tarp and make a tarp tent, or whether we wanted to bring the two-man tent, the Banshee, or whether we wanted to bring the big family tent. And we decided on the family tent because although it was forecast reasonably good weather, you can never trust Britain, and we didn't want to be stuck in a little two-man tent and having to try and relax in there, 'cause it's just not possible. We'd rather have this sleeping area and a living area, so if the weather did turn bad, we could relax in this kind of...
Going at quite a relaxed pace as well, so we're going to be at camp a lot.
Yeah, we're going to be at camp a fair bit, so we wanted a nice indoor area to relax in if we needed it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to need it, but just in case.
Might want to pick it out with your fingers.
Every campsite we stayed at on this trip had banks that you had to get the canoe up and down to get to the water. But this one particularly was quite bad, as there's a pole at the bottom. Someone has to lift the canoe up into the water, which makes it a little bit tricksy. And you've also got a pontoon at the bottom which you need to load up, and that moves all over the place. So that was fun and games. Although one couple that was staying on the same campsite as us made the mistake of trying to lower their canoe into the river while it was fully loaded with all their gear. So me and Emily had to run over and throw all their gear onto the bank really quickly before the guy dropped the canoe into the water. So that was an eventful morning.
You're not going to let go, are you?
You okay? Yesterday's campsite was quite an expensive campsite, but it was very nice. Today we're at, is it called What's it called? Tresic campsite, which is kind of like a cheap farmer's field type campsite. You're allowed fires, there's no shower. So that's what we're heading for today. And it's becoming more countryside as we're going. Yesterday we had to kind of break out of Hereford, and there's a lot of houses and a lot of factories and stuff as we went, but it should be much more aesthetically pleasing today, a lot more country-esque.
That's a shepherd's hut overlooking the river. We've stayed in quite a few shepherd's huts. I'm not sure if that one is available for camping or not. Looks set up for camping, there's a little bench outside of it.
Quite a big one.
Yeah. And there's a swan in front of us, just chilling. It's a beautiful day. It's gonna hit 30 degrees today, so sun hats and sun cream at the ready, I think.
Yeah, whatever. So when I'm paddling like this,
Yeah.
so it's sending us forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's also pushing us to the left. And if I kept doing that, we'd just end up going around in circles. So if I was by myself and you weren't paddling, you have to push out like that. So
Yeah, I've done that before.
every paddle, I did that.
Every
And
oh, look at that, dragonfly.
I don't have to do every paddle, because if you're paddling on the left hand side, you're counteracting my forward stroke. So we're having a quick break after Emily gave me a shell shock of a ride in the canoe. Emily took the driving seat for a little while and was trying to learn how to steer and stuff. It kind of went to plan. Did a few 360s.
That was because we suddenly hit some like really choppy bit though.
Yeah, we did hit some like rapids, and then Emily just lost the shit and dived out of the canoe. Dragged the canoe up the bank with me in it.
We crashed first though, didn't we?
Crashed first. Emily dived out.
Full flying and everything.
I don't know how she dragged this canoe up the bank, but she did. All the kids and me. Literally half up the bank.
All the way.
Me and Emily were just saying we've never seen a like a goose, in the wild before. Like this is typically the goose that you eat, and I've only ever seen one in a farm. And we think it might think it's a swan because it's hanging out with the swans. Take me home, old country road, to the place I belong, West Virginia. just spotted the church over there, and I remember seeing that church as we were driving past the other day. So the campsite should be just around the corner. This evening's meal cost us a grand total of about £2.
£2 each, probably £4 altogether.
So we've got, where's the cans? What's that say? Is this mango sauce or what? There we go. Mexican chicken.
Chosen by you.
Alright. And good old super noodles. And then a load of smoked pork sausage. Way. That's it.
We know how to live. You're fighting.
Day 3 on the river. Today we're passing through quite a few villages. I know village 4 is the first village. We've got a chapel. What's the chapel called?
Forley.
Forley Chapel. Anything else that we need to know about?
We're going to go under 2 demolished railway bridges.
2 demolished railway bridges.
Salmon Pool.
Oh, Salmon Pool, yeah, there's a village. What's the village we're coming through? It's got Salmon Pools.
Boy.
Oh right, Village Foy is famous for its salmon pools. Fishermen come every year, and we need to try and avoid the salmon pools apparently. So we'll do that. But other than that, it's just another relaxing day. Seen some some water birds this morning that we're not sure what they are, but we'll have a look when we get back. I honestly thought we'd see more water birds, but it seems to be quite a popular river in terms of canoeing, so I think that might be the reason why it's not. I lost my glasses this morning, that was nice. Don't know where they are. I've only had them a couple of weeks. Story of my life. But I think I need some suntan. Sun lotion. Sun cream? Sun cream.
Yeah. Hang on then.
Me next, Bernie.
I do.
Not me. Let's do this. Okay, chums, let's do this. Leroy. Rolling on the river. Rolling on the river.
Do you remember Four Ways Farm?
Four Ways Farm, what?
There's a cow and a pig and a friendly goat on Four Ways Farm.
Nope.
I love that program. And oh, look at these.
Now the people you're about to see on the river with us are a father and son who have built their own canoe/flotation device out of hundreds of pieces of copper piping and then wrapped the frame with a heavy duty tarpaulin, which they were both very proud of. As they were paddling at pretty much the same pace as us on this day, it was quite nice to get to know them, and they were telling us all about the project that they've been working on for the past 4 months or so. So it was some quite nice company as we were going down the river. There's a line there.
Pardon?
There's a line there.
Where? Oh yeah, I did not see that. They're going to go through it.
Right. Paddle backwards, paddle backwards. Right, quickly.
Oh, oh, oh.
It's probably better to just duck.
Okay. Put it over your head. Okay.
We didn't see it.
Sorry, no.
That was like the worst time to set the camera off.
It's okay. Do this. Is that the one in the middle?
What, those trees?
Yeah, that willow brook.
Maybe. To the left of it.
So we've just set up camp for the final night, and we are camped on the Ross-on-Wye Rowing Club. They've got a back field, and it literally is just a field. It's a very cheap campsite, but they've got showers and toilets, unlike the previous night. So we're going to have a good shower later on, but we're going to get the food on because we're pretty hungry. It's currently 6:30 and they're doing a little bit of rowing, so we're hoping to go and see what they're up to in a minute, because I've never actually seen rowing in first person, so that'll be pretty cool if we get to do that. I've just had a little walk into Ross-on-Wye. It's quite a nice little town. Had a drink by the river. Now it's time to get cooking, and we've got pasta and curry, which is a bit of a mad mix, but we weren't really thinking when we were doing the cooking, when we were doing the shopping. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we spent last night in Ross-on-Wye Canoe Club. At this stretch of the river there are several places to camp, and there's several pubs downstream that we're going to pass later on, but we chose this place because it's a little bit cheaper, and I generally try and do every trip on as much of a budget as possible, because these trips can get kind of expensive if you start to really splash out, so I try and keep it as minimal as possible. So that's why we chose this specific campsite. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this tent, because I've actually really fell in love with this tent on this trip. Just for the two of us, this amount of space is incredible. And like, it rained last night, so we battened down the hatches, and we had so much space to live. And because we don't carry a lot of kit, like we just have one rucksack each, we haven't got a table, we haven't got loads of unnecessary stuff. There's just a lot of space to just be able to spread your stuff out so you can see what you've got, keep organised so you don't lose anything. And then in there at night there's just plenty of room. It's like you can't take room for granted. It would have been a lot more miserable last night if we're in a two-man tent. So yeah, I've really and we got this tent for £40 about 4 years ago, so cannot complain at all. And we've got to the point now where we've got our little systems in place. We've both got our own jobs, so we can get this thing up in easily under 5 minutes. It just pops up, no problem. But anyway, we're going to get an early start today because today's our last day, and when we get to our finishing point we've still got to drive home. So we're getting an early start. We should be on the water for 10 o'clock, and but it should be the best day in terms of scenic views. But at the minute it's looking quite misty, so it better clear up a little bit because there's meant to be some really nice stuff to look at today. So I've been carrying the old Frost River pack on this trip. Haven't used this one since Sweden, and it's proving its worth once again. Don't really use it for bushcrafting much anymore, due to the fact its capacity is just way too much, and I just can't fill it for a weekend away in the woods. But when canoeing and just throwing it in and out of a canoe day in, day out, it just holds up no end. Absolutely love this pack.
1, 2, 3. Am I the front?
Yeah.
I need to go that side of things. That's it. Can you reach the paddles? Got everything? Do you want me to paddle?
Stop a little bit.
alright. Have a listen to it again. Awesome job as well. That's Ross on Wye, where we stayed last night. Well, we stayed at the rowing club, which is just behind us. And we walked along there, went into the town, walked up to the church, had a pint at the pub, and then went back to watch some of the rowing. It's our last day today. We're going to be doing 13 miles, so it's our longest day. But apparently this is going to be the best part of the trip, because we see there's a castle at some point, quite a few pubs, so we might stop off for a pub lunch if we get the chance. And there's, what's that rock called? Simon Jack Rock. Yeah, and that's where it's famous for peregrines, yeah. And Ray Mears has featured it in one of his programmes. So we're going to see if we can pull up opposite it, maybe get some pictures. We've seen some peregrines already actually, just flying around, so hopefully we'll see some more there. And I'm not sure what else we're going to see today, but I think there's going to be quite a few bits that we need to manoeuvre, because our itinerary for today has got a lot more detail about navigating around different parts of the river and which side to go. So we might just need to keep our eye on the itinerary. That's the pub that we drank at last night. We sat on that bench right at the front. You can actually camp at this pub, which we didn't realise. Brian said that he'd prefer to stay there as it was a bit more in the thick of it, but I quite liked where we stayed. It was nice and quiet. Fish bar? Oh yeah, I saw that advertised in the pub last night. So yeah, we're on with our journey. The journey continues on.
So we there. So we set out pretty early this morning, knowing full well that we've got to drive back home at the end of our trip. And it was the first morning of the trip that we've actually got out relatively early. And it's quite nice because it rained last night, so it's been quite a brisk, cold-ish morning. And it's been very, very quiet on the river, only a couple of canoeists. And it's been, all in all, very peaceful. Definitely the most peaceful part of the journey that we've experienced so far. And there's like a low fog as well, which is quite nice.
Atmospheric.
Atmospheric. That's one going for it. Yeah. What's the castle called?
Goodrich.
Do we know anything about Goodrich Castle?
Okay, we'll try and keep to the left.
Keep to the left, keep to the left.
Am I going on the right side?
Yeah, carry on.
It saves the current trying to take you into the trees. Which it did.
That was good. Okay, so it's been raining for quite some time. I didn't record much of that because I didn't want to get the camera wet. But we've had a few incidents along the way. First off, we had to stop because Emily needs to go to the toilet, and a man was extremely rude to us. I think the man was the owner of a canoe company called Y Pursuits. So if any of you are ever canoeing down the River Wye, do not go to Y Pursuits. That man does not deserve your custom because he's extremely rude. And yeah, we had to run around in the rain trying to find another toilet. Anyway, there were also a group of lagerlouts, Emily calls them, canoed in the river, all drinking, and then two of them fell out and capsized and ended up floating down the river.
And guess which canoe hire company they use?
Yes, guess which canoe hire company they're from? Y Pursuits. So Y Pursuits will be getting a lovely review from us on TripAdvisor when we get home. But other than that, the rain has stopped. The Larry crowd are behind us. And it's on now through Forest of Dean, which I'm really looking forward to because Forest of Dean is one of my favourite forests in this country. I've been there twice before, and this will be my third visit. But my first visit by canoe, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like.
Listen to this. Keep to the left of the island as overhanging trees and obstructions on the right hand side of the island may cause your canoe to capsize, and that's what they did.
That is literally what they did.
Yeah. We're about 2/3 of the way then.
The Forest of Dean is famous for being one of the last true areas of ancient woodlands here in the United Kingdom, and you really get a sense for this as you paddle through or even walking through the woodlands. There are oak trees here bigger and older than any I've ever seen before, and some areas I've visited before, you really do get that sense of ancestral belonging, like this is what the country would have been like hundreds and thousands of years ago. So we're now in the Forest of Dean, and you can tell we've literally kind of just entered it, and you can hear all kinds of wildlife, and the peregrines are flying overhead. There's all kinds of mad noises coming out of the forest as well. And all in all, it's just quite peaceful. Me and Emily would like to look at purchasing a canoe. So if anyone has any recommendations on what canoe to get, please comment below, because I know there's several canoe companies out there, and they all do different types of canoes for different purposes, but on their websites they don't seem to explain the specifics of each canoe and why you should buy it, like, you know, what it's good for. We're currently in an Old Town Penny Scott, is it 176 or 16?
I'll have a look.
I can't remember which one it is.
174.
174, which is the larger, which is quite a large canoe, and it's too big for us really. We don't need as much space in the middle. So we could do with like a two-man canoe, a little bit smaller than this one, but also small enough that I could do like solo trips with it, and it's not going to be too big to control. So I just want a kind of nice middle ground, ideal for rivers and maybe sometimes some lakes. I'm obviously going to do my own research as well, but if anyone can point me in the right direction of a couple, that'd be really helpful. Okay, so that there is Simonsiat Rock, or Simonsiat Rock. There's quite a few, famous for their peregrine sightings. Ray Mears actually did a feature of them in one of his recent series on British wildlife. Can't remember which one. But I've actually stood on top of that rock a few years ago now, when I was first getting into bushcraft and the outdoor life. And I've got some photos of me putting a few selfies up on that rock. So if I can find them, I'll pop them on screen now just to show you me and my naivety. But like I said earlier on, Forest of Dean is one of my favourite places, and that was the first time I ever visited Forest of Dean. And I do believe Ray camped, possibly on this field behind us, somewhere on the opposite side of the river to where the rock is, because he was watching the peregrines. And if we're lucky, we may see some peregrines ourselves.
I would like and what to look and watch for when I'm doing these kind of things, because I've only got this one. But not an expensive one.
Ray was kind of camping like just there, wasn't he? I remember there were like trees behind him, and he was in like an open field.
Yeah. We'll have to watch it.
And he was looking right up, and the Yat rock was right there. Going back in now. Okay folks, so unfortunately that is the end of our journey and the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have any questions about the trip, don't hesitate to leave me a comment and I will get back to you. But I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me and Emily on this short but pleasant canoe journey down the River Wye. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon.